these vibrant colors. This is, as you may have surmised, Disco Elysium, which I have been incredibly excited to dive into. I probably played 10 minutes or so of this, perhaps 2 years ago, before I realized, oh, it has to be streamed. And then so many other games on my checklist got in the way, but we're finally back around to it. Let's dive right in, shall we? Select an archetype. Thinker, sensitive, physical. Gets things done, but dumb as a rock. Yeah, sounds like me, apart from the getting things done part. Or create your own custom character. We've got to see what the options are for that. Adjust your abilities. Okay. So a level 4 is good, a level 5 is great. Yes, I see. I have a terrible physique. I think that's fairly accurate. Weak motorics. Motrix? Your senses and how agile you are. Your raw brain power and how smart you are. Intellect. Psyche, your sensitivity, and how emotionally intelligent you are. We will want a lot of that as we go forward. Your musculature and how strong you are. Physique. Very few points to go around, it seems. But I'm not complaining. I'm kind of complaining. It's fine. So this isn't a bad set. I would like to be, as a primary trait, emotionally intelligent, if at all possible. But I believe what's the word? I can't think of the word. My intellect is not high enough. The point, for lack of a more eloquent phrase, of it is you are a detective, and you're trying to figure things out, so perhaps intellect would be good. But I want to be more of a people person. Therefore, emotional intelligence is my go-to. I really can't spare anything from my terrible, terrible physique. I would like to be more agile than just flat-out strong. And I don't want to lose any intellect, so let's go with this. A long way around to say let's go with this. Alright, skills. Seemingly 6 skills under every wider category. Logic, wield raw intellectual power, deduce the world. Call upon all your knowledge and produce fascinating trivia. Hooray! Rhetoric, practice the art of persuasion, enjoy rigorous intellectual discourse. There's nothing I prefer more. Play the actor, lie and detect lies. Conceptualization, understand creativity, see art in the world. These are the coolest skills I've ever seen. And visual calculus, reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Under psyche, we have volition. Hold yourself together, keep your morale up. We won't be needing any of that. Inland empire, hunches and gut feelings, dreams in waking life. That sounds cool. Empathy, understand others, work your mirror neurons. Authority, intimidate the public, assert yourself. We won't be needing any of that. Esprit de corps. Connect to Station 41 and understand cop culture. Suggestion. Charm men. And women. Play the puppet master. Play the puppet master? That doesn't sound kind. To those poor men. Those innocent men. Endurance. I don't know what I'm looking at exactly in this card. Is that a hideously broken shoulder blade? What am I looking at? Take the blows. Don't let the world kill you. Your pain threshold, shrug it on off. physical instrument, flex powerful muscles, and enjoy healthy organs. So nice to see you. Can't stay, you're off to adult. That is perfectly understandable. Enjoy adulting, and we will see you soon. I hope. Electrochemistry. Go to Party Planet. Love and be loved by drugs. Alright. Shivers. Raise the hair on your neck and tune in to the city. Half-light. Let the body take control and threaten people. What? Why would we do that? Hand-eye coordination. Ready, aim, fire. Perception. See, hear. What's that? Smell everything. Let no detail go unnoticed. The quickest to react, an untouchable man. Savoir-faire. Sneak under their noses and stun with immense panache. That sounds fun. Interfacing. Master machines, pick locks and pockets. Composure. Straighten your back and keep your poker face. Alright, just wanted to give a quick overview. It doesn't look like I can necessarily affect these. I just need to pick one that is, like, most important to me as my signature skill, it seems. Understand others. I would like that to be my signature skill. I would also like to dream in waking life, but perhaps not in a signature manner. Let's go empathy. Empathy, empathy. Alright, seems that's all we can do. Confirm. Welcome. Oh, hello, hello. It is so nice to see you guys. Oh my god, oh my god! It's Disco Elysium!
There is nothing.
Too.
Only
Bursting with
warm
excitement.
primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Ah, what a relief. I'll just sit here fermenting. The voice acting in this, right off the bat, delicious in these headphones.
Ever. Never, ever.
Do want to hold on to the non-existence as long as I can.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Well, this is great. Give me some more. What was that about the X something? At some point I'm going to have to wake up and accept my responsibilities as a physical being, but not
You
yet.
got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
Hey, friend. How about you cough up some more of that sweet oblivion?
Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
LLC, let's go. This is a hilarious way to start a game. How long can you last with no game whatsoever? Just enjoy. Give in to the darkness. And speaking of giving in to the darkness, I'm enjoying a roasty brew. Alright. I'm gonna see how long I can push it.
Alright. Nothing down to fuck all, borough.
A return trip to the silence, please, good sir.
You want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir?
I mean, yeah. Wait, no. I need to belittle myself. Don't stop. Keep singing. Sing me the song of
The
death.
song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation.
Damn it all. I was enjoying my time in the void.
Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
This is like when you're gonna take a shower, and before you take a shower, you're like, no, I don't want my fundamental state to change from dry to wet. The wet world is the enemy. But then once you're in the shower, you're like, yeah, this is great. I never want to get out of the shower. That's the paradox I'm facing now. I'm in the shower, and I don't want to get out. I want to keep enjoying the sweet, sweet warmth. But once I'm out there in the bitter cold, I'm sure that the delights of experience will take hold, and I'll never want to be gone again.
You can take it. You're a champion.
Volition has spoken up. Mother, help me! There's a head attached to my neck, and I'm in it. Oh, God. Stop. I don't want to hear anything more about this sensation nonsense. Take me back to the formless, disembodied nothing. No, I am not scared. I am a champion. Well, that one's right out the window. Sounds about right.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Thanks for chiming in, limbic system. Appreciate you. Help. Someone cut my head off. It's trying to murder the rest of me. Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is. A Caprice Canema motor carriage.
All right, show me the carriage. Reveal your carriage to me, sir. Typical sleeping position there. Cold tiles. My white's nice and tidy, as always. Welcome back to existence. Just gonna gently hold my face, if that's okay with you. Well, let's clean up around here. This magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. Most of it now surging through your limbic system, no doubt. Looks like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Should we turn it off so that it can rest? Or do we not care about such things? To put enough points into empathy that I can empathize with inanimate objects. Maybe put on some pants. I mean, sure, that could be wise. Take all pants. Something swinging from the fan overhead. I'll take that.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
It's truly
Or
horrific.
has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend, and wants to reattach itself to your neck, so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world.
Aww, my little buddy. He wants at my neck. So I can use my glorious abilities of savoir-faire to grab the tie from the fan mid-spin, or I could, turn it off, and then it would be far less impressive. I mean, we gotta try for it. We have a 28% chance.
You reach out to grab the tie.
Ouch.
But what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you.
I was expecting maybe like a rap on the knuckles from the fan blades. Apparently I've failed so badly I've given myself a small heart attack. Ow! I guess it's just the shame. the shame of failure closing in around me.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw.
I'm sure it's just some minor heartburn. No big deal. No, we'll accept the gravity of the situation.
Very, very bad. This is the end bad.
See, now I'm in the waking world again. I desperately want to remain conscious.
All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face, like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear.
Comforting.
Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come as a surprise to those who knew him. He was the heaviest drinker I'd ever met. Captain Ptolemy Price, the deceased superior officer, commented, "That ain't easy on the ticker." He loved his liquor, sure, said Detective Chester McLean, friend and colleague. But I think before he ever had a heart attack, his heart was broken. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the officer was on the brink of solving a murder case.
I was so close. Pity about my ticker. So, that's the game. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Alright, let's try not to immediately die of a heart attack this time. My physique was so terrible. I still desperately crave high intellect and psyche, but we'll go weak on the other two. It'll be fine. Alright, still making empathy. Onward. That is hilarious that you can die with the first skill check. I love it.
There is nothing, ever, never, and an inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Maybe in addition to my very poor health statistics, my chosen desire to not exist during this opening sequence may have also led to my early demise. I'm not entirely sure. We'll be more inquisitive this time to see if we last longer.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
I love this so much. And tell me more about this lurid acidic sauce. No, tell me more. I'm gonna keep being curious.
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyssopelagic zone.
No, I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who don't want to give them to me. I mean, that's not it's not necessarily accurate.
Really?
Sure, we'll go this way. Don't be naive. Of course not. I want to sail the inky blackness until forever ends. I have to say that. It's true.
Alright, nothing down to fuck all, Borough. Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir?
Wait, no. I need to belittle
Do
myself.
you really?
It's time. Show me the meat
I
thing.
wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much on yourself, got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
We sure did. Got a bit carried away with that lurid acidic
Fear
sauce.
and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
Alright, what's out there first?
Yes, your one disco mother.
Thank you. Flattered?
There's this giant ball there. And evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
I love these 2 lines of questioning. How big is the ball? And how small are the apes? This is very important information.
You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large.
Oh, wow. Sounds neat.
Infinitesimally small.
So small. Just little guys. And this, duking it out I keep hearing about, what is that exactly?
Dying for resources. It's just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
It pains me how fairly accurate that is. That's sad. Desperately so.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago.
What do you mean I drowned?
You lost.
I got beat in the face by one of the other
A
apes.
sound outside. You recognize it. It's a Caprice Commander motor carriage.
Let's do this. I stand, my buns glistening in the early morning light. Alright, this time around, let's see if we can make a quick save or something before I have a small heart attack alone in my apartment. Quick save, or something. Alright. I hope that lets me pick up that bottle later. It's bothering me. Out of all of the things in this apartment to bother me, it's strange that it's that one. Here we are. Flare-cut trousers. Flare-cut trousers, my old
You
friend.
hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Ah, show me these
It
keys.
says whirling in rags on the aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
Perfect. I didn't know we were trapped in our room, but now I do, and I'm glad to have an escape. I didn't give this game permission to add such a realistic representation of me in my house. I know, right? I feel a little called out over here. What's this? Shoes. On the coat rack. That's where shoes go. Yeah. Alright. Ooh, goodness, I'm old. My bones, they creak. I'm gonna be over-paranoid from now on. Let's go ahead and slap something over my nips. Ah, that feels better on my nips. Am I not wearing an undershirt? Is this my undershirt? Let's go find out. You see bottles in the bathtub. Wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs. Was I bathing in sweet liqueurs? Is that how I drowned? Ah, a shirt. Lovely. My nips have never felt more cared for. Have I left the sink running? That's wasteful.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, Someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Ah, it is wasteful, but it's because of toxic masculinity and not just...
Hot water sprays
Direct
from the
encounter.
base, and steam covers the mirror. You
Sensible.
cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man.
Look harder.
Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
I don't remember what I look like. Will wiping the mirror help with my amnesia?
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
I mean, that's a very good point. If you suddenly woke up one day with amnesia and could not remember how you looked, would you want to look at yourself in a mirror? I mean, maybe you're super hot. I wouldn't know what that's like, but maybe you're super hot. And it would be like, oh, a pleasant surprise. Maybe I should touch it first and make sure there's nothing, wrong with my face. It's a good middle ground. We'll take it.
There is definitely something wrong with it.
Aw, mirror, you're being rude. What? What's wrong?
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
That sounds healthy. Does anyone have some spring water? I'm sorry. As you touch your nose? Are you sorry to your nose? At least my tongue is okay. Touch your tongue. No, you haven't washed your hands yet. And the sink is broken. Don't touch your tongue. I'll do the nose, though. But not inside, just outside
Bet
nose.
you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a
Don't honk
particularly
it, then.
tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
I'm sorry, nose. You've taken a lot of hits from me over the years. All right, we'll come back to the mirror. On the off chance we summon the courage. Seems what I'm assuming is a door to an adjacent room is locked. That's Jason's room. All right, quick save it again here. Let's try this tie. But my chance is still around 28%.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world.
Hooray! I think knowing what I know now about my arteries and the state of them, I'm going to go ahead and pull on the fan.
The
cord.
blades come squeaking to a halt.
Yeah, that's better.
It should be easier to reach the tie now.
72% chance to get my tie. There's still a large chance to die immediately, but we'll try it.
You swoop up and catch the tie.
Yay!
Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning. The necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Welcome back, old friend.
If it's your
My neck
friend,
missed you.
why was it up there? Who ties their friend to a ceiling fan? Maybe this thing is dangerous somehow.
I mean, yeah.
An ominous, foreboding feeling fills you as you look at the tie.
I trust it, though. I mean, every friend you make in life has the potential to be dangerous. Will the light bulb turn off? Or will it shatter and spray glass into my
A
eyeballs?
terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. The lights are off.
Practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. That was a mistake. Alright, we are tied up. Time for a quick save. So, anything else in the apartment?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
I can look out the window. I can perform visual calculus. to assess the damage, or I can run away.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Was it my butt?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
I've been backhanding people all over the city, it seems.
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
All right.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
So I am missing a shoe because I got upset at some point during the last few nights and chucked it right out the window. I'm also gonna catch a small amount of pneumonia from cold wind blowing in. This was altogether a bad idea.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
We don't know for sure that it was me that threw my own shoe. But given the state of the apartment, I think it's about a 99% likelihood, so I should go and get that shoe.
The cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Just saw that. I don't need my other shoe. I don't need any one option. Alright, we've gained our first experience from solving the mystery of the shoe. I am hobbling. One sock, no doubt, soaked from my sweat amidst the tiles. Let's go see if we can re-shoe ourselves. Standing way too close to the door. Sure, yeah. Forget the O. Sir, madam. Lotu Uhu, reservation 22 centigrade snowdrifts. Is this an intercom system of some sort? There is something on the table. What is it? Coins. These don't belong to me. Yoink! Alright, this seems to be the balcony. I assume. Hooray! Aw, hey, buddy. Wait. I seem to have to access these thoughts. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. A gust of briny wind washes over you. What game is this? This is Disco Elysium. And so nice to see you there. Welcome. I will take my other shoe, thank you. Should we perhaps check first if it's filled with glass? Would that be wise? Should we use our detective skills to... Nope, we'll just throw it right on the foot.
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet.
I can't tell if it's popping strangely on that side. I'm going to reset it just in case. A little bit of the poppycorn, thank you. I could not tell if that was like a sound effect that was just coming out of my laptop strangely, or if it was a glitch. I appreciate it.
Like two
All right,
baby
we
crocodiles.
are shoed. Aw, that's cute. And also kind of sad. How do they fit?
Good.
Conceptualize it.
They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Ain't that the truth? Alright. So nice to see you there. Sorry you're losing connection through the mountains. Catch you next time. Alright, let us quick save it once more with our shoes intact. And on we go. What day is it? The year is 51.
Hello, officer.
Madam?
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Officer, I have no memory of who I am. Turn your bloated face away from her beauty and just keep on walking. No, don't look at me. I'm too hideous. Do you know anything about me? Because I would like to, also.
No.
There's
Okay.
only one solution to this. You're a businessman.
Bit of a leap, but sure. Why did you call me an
Because
officer?
you're a police officer, sir.
Ah, that's right. It's all coming back to me. No, nothing is coming back to me. Are
I
you
am,
sure?
yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
How long exactly have I been lying?
You've been
to you
here
for?
for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
Don't suppose I clued you in on the
Couldn't
business.
say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
That's my business. Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else? Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Suggestion. Try the expression on her. Blue steel. Let her know you want her physically. No. We're not going down that path until you at least take a shower, sir. Who in their right mind would let me be an officer?
Don't
of
be
the
so
law?
harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
Ah, good.
A glib
bar.
remark. Don't let it stand. Assert yourself.
Never. Actually, I can see why they would entrust me with the law. I have the right character, you see. How would you know that?
Retreat is not a winning tactic.
You're not a winning tactic. Why don't I remember being a cop?
Could it be because of the drinking?
Bold suggestion. The cigarette sizzles. All right, I should get going. Thank you
Of
for your
course.
time.
Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Who's they? Thank you for the
She looks
warning.
back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. Assuming these are other people's rooms, I probably shouldn't go through and search them for coins. But here we are. That's locked. And if someone was trying to nap inside, they're probably quite scared now. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. Trompe le Monde. Downstairs. Art style of this is so engaging. All right. Summer door closed for the winter. Makes sense. That is the summer door. This is where the lyrics would be. Big old karaoke mic just waiting for someone to sing into it. The speaker is connected to the radio. The music is seasoned
You
with
should
static.
totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
Yeah, they do. They need to know. My soul is immense. My soul is modest. It's normal-sized. My soul is puny. My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover. It's true. I think it's true of anyone that their soul is oceanic. But I'll play it humbly.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard. Through
Well,
a
then
PA
we-
system,
We better
by
sing.
other people.
What should I sing when it
You have
comes
not
to
yet
it?
stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, a lamentation sounds good. They will really get a gauge on my soul with that. I was thinking maybe I could sing something, happy? Get the people going? No, don't get the people going. Gross. We'll see. But for now, we'll probably err on the dirge side of things.
Serves
sure.
them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic song. Who's laughing now? No one.
Just what karaoke is all about. Wiping the smile off of people's
You have to
face.
find something tragic to sing first, though.
All right, I'll keep it in mind. I can't wait to sing. Barkeep, 2 of your finest spring waters, please.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
Is it like a taxidermied seabird, or is it just a live seabird that has had enough to...
That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
I empathetically read disdain for myself in another person's eyes. That feels good. That feels real good. What did I do to deserve it, I guess becomes the question. I like your
A
bird.
competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it.
Did I break the bird, and that's why he has disdain for me? Because that totally
Looks like
makes sense.
the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Thanks, encyclopedic knowledge. I knew I brought you along for a
Something
reason.
about it makes you feel bitter.
Well, don't taste the bird. That's inappropriate. If I broke the bird and then I come back the next day and I'm like, oh, what happened to the bird? That's just insult to injury. Maybe I can win him over with my encyclopedic facts.
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot.
Why
on the
don't you
floor.
go and talk to him, okay?
Okay.
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Let's hash this out. I don't mean to rub my... What's the word? Never mind. I don't mean to
Oh,
rub it.
no, you're a hero.
But let's hash this out.
A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
You're being sarcastic. I can smell it.
Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
I'm guessing I didn't do any of those things?
You're right, you didn't, and it's only taken you 3 days not to.
Was I, for any of this time, wearing pants?
No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
Oh, I'm sure you're a very unique person with diverse interests outside of work. I didn't mean to suggest otherwise. I'll see you later. Keep that spring water cold for me, would you? What's this? Apparently I can't get any more information about it before putting it stickily into my pockets. Nosafed. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. Delicious. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today starts in a man's handwriting. Interesting to note. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. Knock, knock. Police business. I'm gonna need some juice. The door is bolted. A sign reads, "Kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300. Alright, I don't have my apron with me, so I'll stay out. I know when I'm not wanted. You okay, buddy? Sleeping dock worker. A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads, "Wild Pines," encircled by a logo with a tree. How far down are his overalls rolled? What am I looking at right now, from this angle?
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
I mean, he's probably gonna need that when he wakes up. I shouldn't just take his headache medicine, but it sure would help me out. Gotta decide what kind of detective you want to be. Be the kind of detective that robs a poor man whose bottom is already hanging out in public of his headache medicine? No. A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful, dark liquid is spilling out. Don't lick it. Don't lick the table, sir.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
15 minutes, maybe? It's pretty long. It's time for a drink. No, it is not. I will answer your question, but I will not humor you any further than
Sweet
that.
Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself.
I've been secretly thinking about it all this time. Actually, should I be thinking about this? It's like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me. Now that you mention it, I do need a rum and lemonade. I'd love for Gart to serve me up a beverage. Maybe later. Let's do a little self-reflection. Should I be thinking about this?
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade into yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Lick it, but only a little. Like, no, we're not gonna lick the table. But strong response from my electrochemistry. It seems this has been an ongoing psychological conditioning. Don't
What
lick
happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then.
Thank you.
Get
I
your
will.
drink on and your act together.
So the interesting thing about this is, like, clearly I have been abusing the spirits, given the state of my bathtub. And it's like, do I have the choice not to drink? If I have already been, up until this point, wildly imbibing in the sauce, will I have another heart attack if I don't drink? We'll see. The sign reads, "Mess Hall reserved for Union members. Doors open at 1600. This royal pinball machine is unplugged.
Hello, sweetie.
Oh, hello, Grandma. Lena, the cryptozoologist's
You
wife.
shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods toward the man in the orange bomber jacket. Thanks, Lena. I'll bring you some of that, I don't know, pierogi that you like? I don't know what you like, but I'm gonna guess pierogi.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You.
Oh, hi, Kim Kitsuragi. Sorry if I kept you
As you
waiting.
approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting.
Gently shake it, but we still have not washed our hands, so maybe don't. Maybe make up
If an
excuse.
assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
And that comes from my law enforcement sense. Is this my partner? Hold on, who is he to me? Shake his hand. Don't shake his hand. I want to shake his hand to be kind and welcoming, but really, you don't know where I've been. I don't know where I've been. Nobody knows where I've been. But I'd like to be kind
Hello.
and welcoming.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Ah, yes, the 41st. I remembered it well, and this whole time, before you said
You
that.
realize he's waiting for your name.
Stubbins. Pleased to meet
This
you.
is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Fantastic. I have a 72% chance of conceptualizing a name for myself, or I could just be honest with him. If I'm meeting my partner for the first time, since he genuinely seems to not know who I am and is introducing himself, I would be worried about working with someone who doesn't even know their own name. But it would also be dishonest to hide that fact. So, let's conceptualize.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the
hell yeah.
stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
I have to continue conceptualizing my name, so I could be like, oh, I'm not going to tell you yet. It's a secret to be revealed when the time is right. Or again, I could just be honest. It seems like more of a dick move to be like, I know my name, but I'm not going to tell you. So let's just be honest.
Okay, then.
He processes the information and then
It
disregards
looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Depending on who the manager is, I don't think
What
so.
he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
I don't know if he means the cafeteria manager, but we could try it.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right?
Ah, yes, the 3-day-old scene with what was once a fresh body still lying out in public view, just out back here.
It also
Yes.
wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Ah, yes, the police. I am aware that I am a policeman. So proud of yourself. I haven't, and I'm sorry.
We'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
Oh, good.
Have you
Someone
removed the
competent
dead
is
body
here.
from the tree?
I don't like dead bodies, so I just left it for the birds, you know? Look, man, yeah. No, I don't think I did. I'm very afraid that I did not remove the dead body from the
So,
tree.
the body is still in the tree.
Is that not police procedure? Maybe I misread the
This is the
handbook.
first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
As I assume would any decent person. I actually like that the body is still up in the tree. Who
Where
said
it has
that?
been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Yeah. No, I'm all in for making up for my past mistakes.
After
Let's
you,
do it.
officer.
Thank you, Kim. Can I call you Kim? Would you prefer something else? Officer
If you're
Kitsuragi?
about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
Let's check
You
my
mean you
pockets.
don't have a badge?
I found something that is not a badge, and I'm gonna pretend that it is. No, I don't have a badge. Someone's out there impersonating an officer right now.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence.
Yeah. We'll focus on the hanging body first, and then badge
Lieutenant
second.
Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Whenever. Thanks, tutorial agent. I love you. Alright, I talked to my partner. Did you have anything to say now that I'm not late?
Hello, sweetie.
The elderly woman turns to you with a
Wait,
smile.
who's Sweetie?
Does that mean you like me? I don't want to ask her, who's Sweetie? That seems rude. Clearly, I'm Sweetie, and I accept it. But I don't think it means she likes me in that way. So let's go
Why,
here.
you are, officer.
No, thank you. Huh, maybe I am.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
Well, this is my partner here, Kim Kitsuragi. I'm developing feelings. No, I'm done with mating rituals this time around. I don't know. Wink. Maybe I have. I had once. Wink, wink. But then I lost her. Why did he wink for that one? Why the wink on the tragic backstory option? I don't really want to talk about that right now. No, I'm done with mating rituals.
The
Thank you.
mating rituals aren't the good part, sweetie. I know it's none of my business, but you look like you need someone to take care of you.
It's a very kind observation and not wrong. We'll see what
I
we can do.
suppose all of us do it one time or another. I don't know what I'd do without Morel. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself.
She slaps herself on the forehead. No, don't do that, Lena. You're going to
I'm
bruise.
Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our
It's your
friend
forehead.
Gary just down the
It's none of
street,
my
but
business.
I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
How would you like to be an officer of the law, Lena? How do you like to roll with me? I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or, well, anything. You seem to be in a chair. That's probably not the first thing she wants to talk about. It is an observation.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Get your eyes off of my movements, Lena. I drank so hard I forgot literally everything. I hope you're right. I hope it's not too bad. Or yeah, I'm blowing this whole thing out of proportion. Forget I said anything. Let's go with the middling
You
option.
know where we are, right?
In the Whirling in Rags cafeteria? It's on my keys. On Insulin Day? I don't really know. Some seedy hotel? A war zone at the edge of the world. We're dead. We're haunting each other. We are all ghosts. Maybe a bit severe. Let's not scare the poor woman. Am I in the Whirling in Rags?
That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located?
In hell. We're all in hell. I do not know, Lena. Could you
We're
tell me?
in the city of Revshol, dear.
Ah, Good to know. She flashes you a worried look. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Revachol. What kind of place is this? I mean, yeah, in the interest of information
How would I
gathering.
even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I.
I feel it in my bones, now that you've said that.
I haven't
Fortunate.
seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite
Speaking
lost.
of history, you know what year it is, yes?
I do know that it's 51. I'm not entirely sure beyond that. It's a bad year. In my late 40s or 50s, I don't even know how old I am. All I know is we are approaching the end times. Gonna take a wild stab in the
That's
dark.
right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
I agree, Lena. And since you gave me so much knowledge, I'm going to reward you with a gentle cheek kiss. With your
Her
consent.
relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
Thank goodness I looked at that calendar on my
I
way
can
by.
tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
I have not dug into my textbooks since I woke up in the bathtub this morning. I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. We are governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Gross. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners, and women. Cop. We are living under the cop regime. I would like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat. Assuming that means that the proletariat governs themselves. Some kind of democracy, maybe? Let's be hopeful.
Nope. Sadly not.
Aww.
Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven.
Ugh. Oh, God. The pain I feel. Okay.
Buying is voting.
If there's no government, how come there are cops? I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed. I don't mean to offend Kim Kitsuragi, but yeah, I don't even know
It's
what
quite
to say.
disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now, the RCM is all we've got.
If there's no government, how come there
Oh,
are
dear.
cops?
And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
You've done a spectacular job, Lena. And I know I've imposed on you far more than the typical passing strangers, so thank you for your
She's
time.
scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Yep. Oh, that's fair. That's a fair assessment of me. Who could tell me more? We'll conclude the conversation, it seems. How did I do? You're brain damaged, is how you did. Let's ask more a clarifying question.
Defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better.
So sorry, I should be announcing the dialogue options I pick for those who may not be watching the screen. I'm just engrossed in the dialogue tree. This is such a fascinating
I'm just a
situation.
poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things? And how can I help you?
You don't have to feel that pressure, Lena. You've done more than enough for me. I'm not going to ask that. Who could tell me more? Well, in the interests of more dialogue,
You
I'll
were
ask it.
doing quite well up until the end, dear. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Remembering reality in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no
Right.
doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Ah, meaning all of my debaucherous activities in the hotel room could come flooding back at any moment. Lena, you frightened me. You frightened
She
me with this
means
thought.
this sincerely. Worrying won't do you any good.
Thank you, Lena. I love you.
Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
She turns to the lieutenant.
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Oh, are you heading out? So hoping to catch you later. And thank you again for the suggestion. I'm having a blast. All right, Kim. I won't impose on you for political knowledge.
Of
just yet.
course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
I've got to get going now. But carry with you for the rest of your days my genuine affection. in
Of
your heart.
course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Thank you. She gives you a small wave. All right. Kim Kitsuragi in tow, we return to the cafeteria manager for a desperate grilling. Hold his legs, Kim. Pump
Yes?
the kidneys. Oh, apparently I'm talking to you first. Sure. Tell me about the case. I think you should know that I can't remember anything. I want to talk about you. You seem to be following me. As though I forgot in the last 5 minutes. I do want to talk about you, Kim. Tell me
Me?
more.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Well, come on, Lieutenant. Open up a little. Oh, you're right. What's there to know about a lame binoclard? Is that rude to say? Should I have censored that? We'll work better together if we have more rapport. Don't you want to get to know all of this?
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Immediately point out that he's wearing glasses. Not necessarily important to his character, but you don't look like other people around here. Tell me a secret about yourself. Do you ever talk with yourself? I mean, we just met. It's hardly the time for secrets, but these seem kind of shallow. You're wearing glasses and you don't look like other people. Well, that's not really necessary. And do you ever talk with yourself as just going down a rough road? 'Cause I do, all the time. Literally every time we've been conversing, in my head I've been talking to myself. So I guess tell me a secret, though I'm sorry that I'm being so forward with you, Kim. The lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow. No. Oh, okay. I can
The
respect that.
lieutenant nods.
I'll be really shallow. Unnecessarily so. You don't look like other people around
That's
here.
because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is
It's a
Seoul?
part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
On the contrary, I'm fascinated. Do
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even...
So sorry. Audio is coming in garbly indeed. I do apologize. Try to keep a better eye on that, or a better ear. So, Seol is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious. Just in case it was too garbled. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more
You're
about
barking
Seol.
at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seol. I'm a regular Revacholier.
Didn't mean to suggest
He's glad
otherwise.
to have shut down your question.
Are you, Kim? Do you take pleasure in shooting me down? Because I am all for that kind of relationship between us. Do you ever talk with yourself? Let's just
What
get
do
it
you
out of the
mean?
way. You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have, like, conversations with, like,
I
your
have
brain?
no idea what you're talking about.
Good to know. I
The
feel like an
lieutenant's
outcast.
conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
Oh, I get it. You're one of those old school detectives. Nod respectfully. So how do you, tap the side of your head? So you're saying your brain, it never chimes in with advice or warnings or anything? Like a crazy person would have, like me, for example. I'll just nod respectfully. I get it. You're one of those old school
So
detectives.
what? That makes you the new school? God spare us. For real detective work, nothing beats
Fair
a good
enough.
notebook by your side.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages.
Am I in your notebook? Do you have maybe, like, a crush on me, would you say? I know we
That's
just
where
met.
his conversations with himself take place. We
Nice.
all have our different mediums. His is written.
I can absolutely respect that.
Good. Let's change the subject.
I think you should know that I can't remember anything. I mean, if we're going to be partners, let's build a foundation of
No
trust here.
response. He just arches his brow. He's
All
having
right.
trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking
Have you
involved.
tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
It's probably fair. I know you want to focus on the case. What's wrong with personal affairs? So what should I concentrate on? But I'm completely lacking in basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me? I'm afraid this is a medical situation. Move on. Fine. Let it be. Yeah, I just want you to understand. I want to help you out in the case as much as possible, and I might rely on you as a crutch for information you might think I already know, but do not, because of the heavy drinking
Fine.
I mentioned.
We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
It's very kind of you, Kim, to waste your off-hours time on me. I will take you up on that. What should I
Try
concentrate
work.
on?
The case at hand. It can work miracles. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
A
Okay,
moment
forget it.
passes. The lieutenant
I'll speak to you
glances
on our
at the
off hours.
sports watch on his wrist.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking up a lot of your time. We need to speak to the cafeteria manager. Tell me about the case, though, real quick,
What do you
like a
want to
bunny.
know?
Would you say this is a mysterious case? If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case? That's
I'm
a good
afraid
question.
you and I are pawns in a a pissing competition.
Sounds
His
juicy.
disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
I appreciate that about you, Kim. What do you mean?
Don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia.
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Sure. All right. No, I'll wait. That's fine. I'm
Was
not gonna
there
press you.
anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Would you say this is a mysterious case, or is it really cut and
No,
dry?
it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay. I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved. You know, something supranatural? A white male in his 40s, what more do you need to know? What more do you need? Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious. Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy? I have to ask. I cannot not ask.
There
that
was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Maybe there's a young woman involved. Are you sure there's not some sex angle we should be considering? Oh, I guess that settles it then. We should probably drop the sex angle.
Excellent.
That's fine.
Was there anything else?
All right, tell me literally anything about the case. What's your favorite thing about this case, besides the fact that I've left the body to rot in the tree for 7 days? Second favorite
Maybe
thing.
you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
I know literally nothing about it, only what you told
Do
me
you want me
before.
to brief you?
Oh, yes, please.
3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
Do go
During
on.
that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Does the briefing say who the victim was and who was the caller? We'll
A
start with the
security
victim.
guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
And who
To
was
find
the caller?
him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled, using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide that?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
All right. The RCM is... Well, of course, yes, I understand everything now. Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer. I still don't understand anything. I'm catching up. Do tell me what the RCM
That's
is,
us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
though. I feel like I know
The
myself.
RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
It is indeed. And we're here to find the killer, correct? We're not just like a body retrieval team. I don't want to overstep my
That's right.
bounds. Nice. All right. Secret task complete. Ask Kim to tell you about the case. And you have gained experience. And knowledge. I have all I need for now. Thank you for
Good.
humoring me, Kim. Let's go. Boop. Alright, cafeteria manager, show us that sexy corpse. We're coming at this case from the sex angle.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
I'm gonna need to see that
Mr.
ledger.
Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
He responds
I am
tersely.
Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
He looks at you, realizing he still doesn't know your name, and he's not alone in that. We can respond. The Harbinger of Ruin. It's a good name. What is gold and orange like a forest fire, but smells like liquor? I'm currently in between names, or my name is Can I Have a Drink? I mean, I do want to follow up on my earlier conceptualization.
Are you kidding me?
No, man, help me out. What is golden orange and smells like liquor? Kim is about to say something. Let him. If I'm gonna accept a name from a third party, I'd rather it be Kim than the cafeteria manager.
Right.
Go on.
Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
Don't make me go bad cop. You admit to this.
No, I only just got here. It was
Ah,
probably
it wasn't
Sylvie
you.
who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Tell me, does Sylvie have like a voice garbling machine she likes to use on a regular
Do you
basis?
have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant. You've got to hand it to the lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No. I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
Ooh, we got a big shot traveling cafeteria manager here, hence the vest.
But you still
no
know
doubt.
your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
Do you, typically perform repairs to taxidermied birds? Or is this a hobby?
I didn't imply that. Detective,
I guess it's not relevant to the case. I'm just curious.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
All right. I've got a whole list of questions. Questions time.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
We already know the body is behind the cafeteria. We'll get to that. Who killed him? It would save us a lot of time if he knew. It doesn't hurt to ask. That's just
I
good
don't know who
detective.
killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Did you kill
What
him?
are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
It would just really save us time if it was you, so I had to ask. Why did Sylvie
She
go
went away because none of your business.
It seems rude.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Am I not a cop? Everything is my business. Let's play the... self-given citizens militia authority card?
Okay,
Sure.
you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
So she went away because you asked for her number. Regardless of the fact that we don't know if you asked for her number to follow up on the investigation or for personal reasons, which isn't really any of my business, but you also gave us a card with her number on it, meaning that she gave it to you? Those dots don't connect. I'm beginning to suspect you more and
Thank
more,
you.
Gart. The lieutenant thanks the man, opens his little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Did it go well? Did it not go well?
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
I'm glad at least you're self-aware enough to know that that was a bad idea. This stuff gets on my nerves. I am a feminist. I guess I like to be thorough. Everything has something to do with everything. I don't know, I just went for it. Or you're right, I probably shouldn't have asked. I like to be
Good
thorough.
for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Where exactly is the body? Are you the bartender? Don't really need to know any of that. Or we already have the answer. Thank you. I mean, maybe he needs to give us, like, a key for the back door, and we should ask where the body is, but I'm sure we can find our way there. I don't want to seem incompetent, but maybe by not asking this question, that's exactly what I am. We'll polish it off.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
It's clearly not the first time I've asked, based on his tone. And how do we get there,
That's
then?
easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Then it should fit all of this ass, you're
Does he
saying?
want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice.
I make a massive hole in the fence with all of this ass. All right, thank you for your time,
Let's go.
Bart. Task complete. Interview
Not
cafeteria
so
manager.
fast. You owe me 130 real.
For drinks or for the bird?
No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one. It must be merely imagination. But
Let's bail! Time to push the eject button! Sounds like a responsibility! You don't like those!
Thanks, Necktie. You always know just what to say. What's real? Savoir-faire. Slip away unnoticed. I do not possess the savoir-faire for this. I don't owe you jack. What's real? I'm assuming it's like the coins I found, and therefore the currency of the land. But go ahead and fill me in.
Excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
He pronounces the r with a mock aristocratic accent, as though to shame me for my heritage.
the IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
I don't understand. Do you mean some form of street cred? No, yeah, I understand. I owe you some money. Probably for the bird, for which I do genuinely apologize. I can't tell if I have 40 real? Is that what that is? I don't have enough to pay you right now. Do you accept smoochies?
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
He points to the red ledger.
Who does that clown think he is? Arrest him!
And what is it for? I mean, I believe you. I fully believe you. What do I owe the money
see.
for?
3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages.
All right,
Another thing
continue.
you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money.
Thank you for the breakdown. I appreciate that. But what exactly is money? I mean, in the wider scheme of things. It's just pieces of metal that we imagine have value.
What are you, a philosopher?
I might be. Since I woke up, I have trouble remembering even the most basic concepts of reality. Nope, I'm just getting my bearings.
Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend, and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
So, these coins that I literally stole from your establishment just upstairs there, is this what you're talking about? Proceed, but don't show him the coins, because they're yours. I love all these options. Alright, tell me, where do I get this money?
Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't think cops can take bribes.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
The lieutenant is dead serious as he said this. I'll show you the coins. I mean, they don't belong to me anyway. What right do I have to hide them? I can at least pay for 2 nights.
Yes, it is.
Count them and give them to him. That's 10 plus 10 plus 20 equals 40. I'm now down to 90, right?
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
Oh, but come on. My 40 cents will really drive down the debt. That could save my ass in interest over time. Okay, thank you for
He
humoring
stands
me.
silently, looking at the coppers on the counter.
I just made everybody really sad. It was already a bad day with me not being able to remember everything, but now they just feel pitiful on my behalf.
Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
It really is. It really is. I'll keep it to myself, though. Thanks, considering.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
Snack time.
That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
Oh, that's fair. It's very sweet of you to even to check your pockets on my behalf, Kim. What happens now?
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Out on the streets.
Officer,
I see.
maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
I don't have a home. I don't remember where my home is. Fuck this place. I'll take my chances on the streets. I'll see what I can do. Or isn't there somewhere else I can stay around here? I mean, I'm
You mean
curious.
somewhere else to run up a huge debt? I don't think so. The union's squeezing most places out of business to fund the strike. You're better off home.
All right, I'll see what I
I'm
can do.
sorry I couldn't help more. You should take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car, okay? We have to get this investigation
Good.
started now.
I still have to report my badge missing anyway.
Good luck.
Bye for now, Gart. The man wants to say something and then thinks better of it. Good luck. What did you...
By the
what
way,
did you want to
where
say?
is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Do I have a home? Is Kim correct about
But you've
Jamrock?
been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
He said it was relatively close by, so I don't think it's far away, but I don't know if it's south. Is it south?
You don't really know, do you?
Nope. I sure don't.
South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Could I trace the way back somehow to the exact street, the exact number on a building? And never mind, I'll live in a dumpster. I don't care. Hobo cop.
You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Something to think about. Ooh, something to think about. This is my thought cabinet. I have one thought, which will require 6 hours and 5 minutes of thinking. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here, fall over, get up, get off the asphalt in 20 minutes, shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children, go under the great raised motor tract, the 881, until you reach Le Domaine Éminent in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice and other substances. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there, and your footprints in the mud. Let us internalize this problem. I'm thinking. All right, 6 hours from now, I might remember where I live. What a mess my life is. What a glorious disaster. Let's go check out that body I've left hanging for 7 days, shall we? But of course, Kim, you must know, this is the summer entrance. We'll go around. Boop. All right. Hole in the fence. I see it. What's this?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
We've got a gym, a hair salon, a fashion place, a taxi shop, which has suffered some sort of accident, a couple of various corporations, it seems, and an empty card. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 8B. There are bottles inside. You could pick them up if you had a bag. Do you have a bag I can borrow?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. Can't we peel something together and buy her a scarf? A 40-cent scarf? Hello. I am the law.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
She stomps her feet to feel warmer. Is it okay if I ask you some questions? It seems rude to completely ignore hers. I am interested in a new and exciting book. Yes.
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Catchy. Kim, would you like to play some board games with me?
Whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
What is a book? What is a postcard? What in the hell is a board game? No, don't be ridiculous. There are some things I maintain.
You're fooling nobody.
Don't you sass me.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while now.
Yeah, sorry. I was getting sassed. So what,
Okay, sir.
Never mind.
I'll
Is it
try
okay
to
if I
answer
ask you
any
some questions?
you have. I hope they're about books.
Oh, they definitely are. Who are these famous people? And what is this crime business all about, anyway? I see your name. I don't know how I would know such a thing. Perhaps I'm psychic, but what is it?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling
Feel free
something.
to step in and browse our wares.
What jolted you, if I may pry?
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
What a shame.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Do you need like a hat with a faux fur lining? Can I help in some way?
Kind of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else
What
to
could
say.
you do to help her anyway?
Should have a word with the store owner, maybe? Such a good trooper you are, already learning the value of hard work. Pat her head. Don't be patronizing. Get out of here. I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. I shouldn't get her in trouble with the store owner. I'm probably not able to brutally dismantle the free market, but we could try, and I'm definitely not going to pat Pat. Let's go here.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mum out with the store.
She doesn't seem to understand what you said. And frankly, I don't think we understood either. Shouldn't you be at school or something? Alright, we'll come back around to the bookshop. I thought maybe I could ask her about the case at hand. The question at hand. But it seems not, so we'll check in with her later. There are children back here playing with the corpse. That's not cool. The letter R wears a crown. On the ribbon below, a light above descending. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol. Stop throwing rocks at this gentleman. This is no way for young men to behave.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
I have no intention of snuffing. Don't worry. Take one step closer. That's witness intimidation. No. Do stop throwing rocks at the crime scene, if you wouldn't mind. It smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes.
Kuno's got this.
The boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older
If
than
there
12.
ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it.
Oh,
He's almost
that's rude.
exquisite in his ugliness, like a gremlin.
Glad I'm keeping these thoughts to myself. There's no need to externalize this.
Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Alright, a moment of your time, please, good sir. I treat you like an
Can't
adult.
talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
And charge you as one. Stop throwing rocks. That's what I've come to
Shit
speak to
coming
you
up
about.
strong. That sounds good. Joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
Weird. Weird thought to have. Thanks, electrochemistry. Juicy what
I
now?
mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Oh, how can you tell? Is it because he's swaying around like a loose Douglas
Yeah,
fir?
Kuno! Ride the lightning, Kuno!
Where'd you get the drugs,
Kuno's
Kuno?
riding at sea.
He wipes sweat from his brow and sends another rock
The
flying.
rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
No, don't throw the rake. No one's molesting the corpse
The
anymore.
fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Cam, what shall we do? Step in. I've clearly lost control of the situation. They're about to throw a rake. Are you kids siblings? Hey kid, you want to hang out? I'm not a narc. I'm cool. I'm an older gentleman who's wants to do drugs with you. Look, I have questions for you. Let's keep it professional.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got.
The body. What do you know about it and the current state of it being pelted with rocks?
Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno! Pig's choking! He's totally choking!
Help me out here, Kim. Apparently my dialogue tree is quite
If I
limited.
were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
Oh, the usual. Thanks, Kim. You really
The
came through for
usual
me.
being, have you seen anything out of the ordinary? Or have you seen anything suspicious?
So, do you know who he was?
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
That's disquieting to
He's
hear.
trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
So you don't know anything. That's fine. You can be
Kuno
honest.
knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone.
shakes his head, clearly offended. Okay, you don't want to answer any of my questions. That's fine, but have you seen anyone suspicious?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
How else am I supposed to find truffles for my pasta dish?
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Looks like you're a faggoty now, whatever that means. The
Whatever that
suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
Fair enough. Probably good to keep in mind for later. Do you know how the body got up there, even though, like Kim said, this is largely a waste of our good
Probably
time?
climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
He climbed, you said, and then just died of natural causes. Alright, so you didn't see
You
it
ain't
happening.
Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Where did you
I
go
don't
then?
know. Some fucking
Cat got your butthole?
Mexico. Or I
Is that
don't
how
know.
it goes?
Some other place.
I think that's
Night
how the
City.
saying goes.
Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Were you?
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Night City does not exist. Or we can make him continue to tap dance. Dance, puppet! Dance for my amusement, you drugged-out child! Anyway, about the
Yeah,
dead body.
Kuno didn't smoke him, if that's what you mean.
He draws snot up his nose. Gross.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
We believe him. Alright, let's talk
You're
about something
testing
else.
Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
What? I want to discuss the body with you again, Kuno. Let's go back over the details. No, about the crime scene. Do you kids often play in this yard? It's really probably not important,
Right,
but
kid,
sure.
This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it?
I might have questions later. For now,
Yeah,
let's
whatever.
talk about something
Kuno
else.
doesn't give a shit.
I'm good for now. Thank you for your
Kuno
time, sir.
doesn't fucking care.
It's fair. Alright, I'm gonna step in front of the body now, so if you throw rocks at me, that's assault. What's this? Someone's piddled into the dirt with their footprints.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
I can visually calculate an exact count of boots. What kind of boots at a cursory
Heavy
glance?
workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails, all over the yard.
Oh man, hobnails all
Isn't
over
this
the yard.
something an industrial worker would wear?
Lieutenant, workers' boot tracks. Go ahead, get an eyeful. The lieutenant notes this in his little notebook. I feel like I've accomplished something. I have a 58% chance of figuring out how many boots. It's a white check. I may retry it. Fun. Take it away.
What do you think you are? A super
damaged my
detective?
morale.
You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being.
All right. I'm locked out of being able to try that again. Put a skill point into visual calculus to open the white check back up. Fair enough. I don't know how many, Kim. I tried. But I feel bad about myself now. This kid's ladder is rickety, but still climbable. The ladder's for kids. It wouldn't hold the weight of a grown man. And we're not going to announce what the children are saying. That's fine. Someone is trying to grow herbs in this greenhouse. What manner of herbs? One wonders. Gain some magnesium and a couple more scents. This winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, eternite.
Eternite. What is
It's
this?
nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Sorry. It got scratchy again. Perception. Why am I looking at this pile of the roofing material? A 28% chance. Perhaps there is something hidden beyond it, but I have very little chance of knowing what that would be. And at the risk of damaging my morale further, let's return at a later date. Alright, seems I need to be on the other side to access those two interactables. Felt like it was still popping just a touch. I'm so sorry. It seems to dislike the audio of this at times. So I want to get the corpse down. First and foremost.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth.
Kinky. Back up, kids. He's ready to burst.
You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in, even through your clenched nostrils.
I mean, it still would have been bad 3 days ago, but maybe this additional stench is primarily your fault for ignoring your duties. God, what is that? Why is it so bad? Let go of your nose without throwing up. 3% chance.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
The lieutenant raises a white piece of linen to his nose. And who could blame him?
Blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Alright. Turn away to leave. But the cutting him down.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be
Trash?
here?
Food waste from the cafeteria? They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence, too.
Yes, I feel like there's something in there. Seems like a reasonable assumption. Or then we should open it immediately. He leans in to inspect the lock. How do we get the lock
We
open?
could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or...
No, or pry bar time. No, continue.
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
It's probably best not to damage his property further when I still owe him 130
He might
real.
also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Alright. Let's go back and speak to the manager. How do we get the corpse down, though? It seems like I would just love to get him into a more dignified position away from these sailor-mouthed children. For a quick mow. Do I have some shears?
There he still is, looking right through you.
Not entirely sure how we get him down. And I'd like to apologize for my failure in that regard. Let's go talk to the cafeteria manager because it's garbage day. A heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. The street sign reads, "F the police." Pigs go home. The street name is illegible. How can we be sure that's not the street name? Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Assuming somewhere in that direction, or perhaps right here, is the motor carriage Kim Maid speaks of. Even if we don't use the pry bar now, I'd
Before
like
you
to have it on
stands a
hand.
motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet.
Are you sure? I've been digging around for hours. I think it would have been cooled off by now.
This must be the infernal machine, that toy from Oblivion. The Caprice Kinema motor carriage.
Open
In the
the
cabin,
door.
you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Run your fingers over one of the steering levers and say, "Ooh." Tap on the fuel preheater gauge. I don't know why we would do those things. Give me the
metallic
toolbox.
drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
I appreciate that about
He's
you.
clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Kind of him to lie to me, though. All right, I'd like the pry bar,
The
please.
pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think.
Good for thonking and
Useful
donking.
for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Oh, opening doors. That's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. Take the rubber-handled chain cutters.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand.
Dear God, that's satisfying. Yoink! Take the hand-cranked
It's
flashlight.
robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets
Thanks,
you
Kim.
see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
Push in the pull-out toolbox. Peter, are you already planning to thonk a man? You know I'm planning to
The
donk
pull-out
a man.
toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Let's just blow through these to make sure there's no cornucopia of experience waiting for me behind tapping the fuel gauge. Run your fingers over one of the
The
steering
white
levers.
suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
Ooh. Nice wheels, Daddy. Tap
As
on
you
the
tap on the
gauge.
gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Aw. So we can't take the little bookseller girl into your motor carriage and warm her poor red nose? Give me the key. Give me the key, Kim. Her nose is at stake.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC.
Also fair. Alright, I'd better report my badge missing. I'm a little worried about it for some reason. Let's quick save.
Inside, you see a set
Find
of
my
steering
badge
levers, a
around.
radio microphone, a
Better
pull-out
not to
toolbox,
report it missing.
and the fuel preheater gauge.
Pick up the radio.
The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something.
What is it? What
The
do I
soft
hear?
purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
Oh, electrical
This is
kittens.
Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Come on in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker. Copy. Hi, Alice. This is the officer from the 41st Precinct speaking. Nice to
This
meet
is
you.
Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Could you connect me to the 41st Precinct? I have something I need to report. It's about my badge, and also my ass on the line. I need you to connect me to a civilian, a Sylvie. She may have reported a murder. We'll get
Just
to
a
that.
second, officer.
Badge first. She puts you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard.
I can picture it all now. Deep
The
in
man
mind.
uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
Cops with amnesia and a serious alcoholism issue. No relay code. 10-4. I've got urgent business.
10-4,
Over.
message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over.
Oh, just reporting in. No, what about the badge? I'm not just reporting in.
10-18, state your message, sir.
I need to report my badge missing, and I am in dire need of financial assistance. And I know that assistance, and this might sound odd, but there's personal details I'd like to discuss about you and what you're wearing right now. Let's do badge.
10-9, over.
My badge. I can't find it anywhere. Basically, it's
10-4,
gone.
message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Oh, you go ahead and 1022 him. I'll wait.
What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Yes, I did indeed, Captain.
Who lost his badge?
Chester, get off this line. I'm speaking with
Dick
the captain.
fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Is that my name? Is my name Dick Mullen? I've just been sitting here the whole time, Mullen Dick?
Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
No, he's joking. He's making fun of me, based on a popular detective character in local fiction.
Dick
I see.
Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge.
Not even
Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
If you can't let people laugh at you, what am I good for in life? Come on, operator, tell them to stop. This is serious. Can't we just move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. I try to do the right thing here, and you're all over there like a pack of jackals, just cackling and cackling.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Thank you. Appreciate the professionalism.
What me? Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
If it makes you feel any better, I've also lost my dignity. So, there's two things for you to laugh about.
He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
Could you all please just stop saying lost his badge for a moment? No, I do have other things to discuss. You guys can keep
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him
New
to hear
heights
you.
even for Captain Sober.
Is that my name?
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too.
Wait, I had a gun? Where? I'm checking my pockets.
Sergeant Larson wants to know if you lost your gun, too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
Nope. I sure don't. We'll keep it calm, though. We'll keep it dot,
Okay,
dot, dot.
it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone.
I mean, it could be anywhere. but
Don't
now.
sweat it, Bratan. You don't need a gun to have fun. We can still have fun. It's not all over.
Oh, God, you're always here for me, Necktie. Thank you for that encouragement. Just when I needed it
Captain
most.
9, coming officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
I'm gonna... I'm gonna convince you. Now listen close. I have a 58% chance of convincing you that I have not, in fact, lost my personal firearm. Or I could just say nothing and be like, bad connection, I gotta go. The little kid's nose is freezing. 10-4. I mean, let's try it.
Lying over the phone? It's easy. Just say it like it's the truth. And then it becomes it.
No, of course I didn't lose my gun, you silly
He says he
willies.
didn't. Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay that kind of news to the
I
captain.
know, right? What must that be like? Any hoosers, I gotta
Losing
go.
his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it, and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running around with it.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance? Over.
Listen, I've actually lost my gun. I was just practicing lying to you. But no, I let's be honest. Okay, I'm in dire need of financial assistance. I don't know if they're gonna care. Unless it's payday. This might sound odd, but there's personal details I'd like to discuss. That like finding out more about my past. I'm already the laughing stock of the station. I probably shouldn't publicly admit to the amnesia right now. I got my tools. I reported my badge missing. Let's call it good for now.
Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Static ends with a loud click. Then everything is silent in the cabin. Thanks again for letting me use your stuff.
18
Kim.
kilometers to the south, in the 41st Precinct's relay booth, a small crowd has gathered around Communication Officer Jules Oldboy Pidier, around a dozen cops.
And? Are they talking about me? Am I
The
famous?
small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter, when Officer Judith Minnow enters. Her left arm is in bandages, and her hair trimmed short.
What happened to her left arm?
What is going on here? Did something happen?
She asks, startled. Jean Vichmar turns to her
What
and
happened
says...
is my partner made contact, and it's not good. He's lost his badge. He seemed confused, delirious even.
He stops to reflect. He sees his reflection in the mirror after stopping for such a thing, and he thinks, hot damn, what a salt and pepper fox. His self-esteem is boosted for the remainder of the day.
Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance.
I wish I didn't psychically know this, but it's embedded in my brain forever
Yeah,
now.
Mullen
But
was fucked, alright. Sounded fucking drunk to me.
I'm hungover at best.
Yeah, Mac's right. That was some gnarly shit there.
I didn't lick the rum and lemonade.
Enough! None of this is funny. It's fucking sad. That's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us, goddamn this.
Thanks for being sad on my behalf. That actually makes me feel better
We
somehow.
must help him.
Minot looks down at her neatly polished black shoes. There is a quiet firmness to her voice when she speaks.
Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning and get him on carrot juice? He's a lost man.
I mean, we could try. Otherwise, you've just condemned me to my alcoholism and slow crashing and burning off the force. So yeah, give me the
I
carrot
just
juice.
know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't.
The crowd in the room has started fidgeting uncomfortably, probably because of what that one guy's doing to his fist. Someone's trying to slip out unnoticed.
Mac, man the door. You know what he told me? I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words.
Yep, that sounds like me.
This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain. Or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of days to pull his shit together.
More than I need. I'll pull my shit together in a couple of days, don't you worry. Frankly, I don't have high hopes, if I could just speak to you as an aside. I know I put on a brave front there with that last sentence, but I don't know if I can, in a couple of days, get my shit together.
I guess I can hold off the report for a few days.
Old boy lights another cigarette.
Okay, everybody. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now get back to work.
Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches with his hand in the motor carriage.
Why, that's me. I'm psychically back to myself. Okay, again, thank you so much for letting me use your tools. We could try to contact Sylvie. I mean, we're right here. We're hunched.
This is
Let's do it.
Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Connect me to a civilian if you wouldn't mind.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Any civilian will do.
Yes,
Kim?
hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Thanks, Kim.
Hold on, officer.
The phone is tooting at me. Is it supposed to do that?
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot. Quite a lot of time has passed.
Quite a lot of time we could have spent throwing rocks at that corpse back there.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Alice.
hello?
Hi, Sylvie. A female voice greets you through the static. It sounds like she's a million miles away from here. Hello, this is the police calling. I have some questions for you about your last days at work. Sylvie, I believe we've met before. This is me. It's me, detective from the Whirling in Rags. I mean, we could have met before, but right now I have no proof of that. I'm just going to say it's the police calling. But maybe that'll spook her. I don't know.
Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can
She
I do for you?
recognizes. Sorry, Sylvie. She recognizes your
You can
voice.
hear resentment in her tone. She's not thrilled to be talking to you again.
Well, let me take this moment to apologize for anything I may have done or said or thrown through your window. You quit your job at the Whirling. Why? Was it you who called the police? Have you seen my badge? Have you seen my gun? Oh, it's not a great act of detective work when you need to call someone who sounds like they're a million miles away to ask them if they've seen your gun. Was it you who called the police, first and foremost?
No, not me.
Are you lying to me, Sylvie? But why didn't you call? Didn't a corpse behind your workplace bother you? I'm not gonna scold her. I'm not here for wrist slapping. Do you know who made the call?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires.
Are they thieves who are after the material copper, or is this like a 1920s gangster slang? Copper thieves! And I need to be worried about other members of the force.
People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast. Got it.
Why, that's 2 potential phones to search for clues and footprints and fingerprints and such. Butt prints? Maybe. But we're gonna have to disinfect the receiver.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
Alright, thanks, Sylvie.
Yeah,
next
go
question.
on.
Have you seen my gun? No, I'm not gonna bother her with that. You quit your job. Why?
I mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing it with you, sir.
Is it because Gert asked you out on a personal date? Sort of night of passion? And you felt as though he was abusing his employer-employee relationship with you for means most distasteful? Is that why you quit your job? No, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't
Why
have
not?
to. Wait, Why aren't you comfortable discussing it with me? Because I'm a total stranger soaked in alcohol. Okay, did you leave because of guard? Or, alright, I won't push you on this. Are you ever coming back to work? I don't want her to know that guard has been flapping his lips, so I'm just not going to push her on it. And maybe she can maintain quiet dignity out there. Thank you for your time.
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
Of course. It's well within your rights. Hey, have you seen a gun? It's not mine, necessarily. I'm asking for a friend. Have you seen any gun around the premises? I think I have everything I need. Thank you, Sylvie. Smooches to you and your loves.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Why does she seem angry with me? I have a 92% chance. I mean, if I could impose on one more moment of your time.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags, when she was still working there.
Is it because I asked you to take my gun and keep it, and you don't like guns? Wait, before you go, you're mad at me, right? Tell me, what did I do? I can't remember
I'm
anything.
not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened.
Sounds like me.
Just made me want to quit.
The bird, you mean? I snapped it in a fit of emotional rage? So you're telling me that I was the one who made you want to quit?
The stuffed bird, the great skua. You threw it against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that bird," and laughing like a maniac.
You know, it's all coming back to me now. I'd like to apologize for my
I
behavior.
think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there.
Yeah, that does sound like me. That doesn't sound anything like me. I love birds. That bird got what was coming to Why do I always end up screwing everything up? Yeah, that sounds like me. I'll take the blame for
Didn't
this.
seem like you had fun doing it, though.
Nope, I never do. So I was the one that made you want to quit?
Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place.
In a world full of assholes, baby, you're the
I've had
tops.
sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you...
Is it just because of the bird? I mean, you can be honest with me.
Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it now.
I'm so sorry. Sorry I ruined it for you with my asshole behavior. Which song, out of curiosity?
We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody.
Yeah, I am really sorry about the song.
The hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there.
Turns out, pretty bad.
I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that.
Yeah, I was in a pretty low place in my life. And to be honest, I still am and will be for some time, but I'm not above apologizing for it. I shouldn't have brought you into that.
And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen.
How else was I supposed to get rid of the police documents in my defense? What, you have a shredder or something that I don't know about?
I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke, threatening to kill yourself.
Wait, back to these police documents.
The ones I had to wrench out of your toilet.
Did you dry them off carefully and keep them in a small stack somewhere accessible to me?
Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do.
Resentment gives way to concern in her voice.
Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them, not mine.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away.
Okay, I get it. I wasn't a very good tenant. I think that's being a little generous to yourself.
You really weren't. You were simply the worst.
I am truly sorry for everything, Sylvie. I was trying to show you the world of tomorrow, the great panic at the end. Well, you're the worst tavern wench I've ever seen. Hey, that's uncalled for. Girl, just loosen up a little. Don't you ever party? I don't even know what to say. No, I am truly sorry for everything, Sylvie. I know that doesn't make it better, and there's no pressure for you to come back to work, because I've ruined that song for you, but I am sorry.
I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened.
Yeah, no, that's fair. What else did I sing? I'm looking for a song. This is not really the time to chase down what I'm going to sing for karaoke night, but, I mean, while we have the opportunity...
All sorts of things. From disco, rock too. So much disco and rock.
So much disco and rock. Maybe you can help me identify this one particular
Which
song?
one would that be?
The one that was really sad. A lamentation.
Sad? I think the one you mean is the smallest church in San Sans. Butchered that right up.
Another song she used to love. Her voice carries a tone of disappointment.
You still have to find it, however.
Oh, we got a lead on my own personal case. Thank you, Sylvie. If there's ever anything I can do to make up how desperately shitty I've been to you, please just say the word.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end of the radio. Wordless, the call breaks. Then, the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
No. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Alice.
57's over and out.
Her voice disappears.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Alright. Sorry I put so much cold air into your cabin. I know you're gonna have to ride back later. Boy, are your buns gonna be chilled. Alright. So I still gotta go back and talk to Gart to try to get the key to the dumpster, just in case there's evidence hidden within. There's plenty of other people to talk to, such as the bookseller and the bookseller's daughter, but let's stay on task for just a moment. We are also past our 2-hour mark by quite a bit, and I've barely explored one room here, though 2 floors, and an alleyway. There's plenty of content in this game, it seems, especially if I won't shut up. Hey,
Can
guard.
I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours? And follow-up question, do you mind if I jimmy
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. You as a... I'm not... Never mind, guard. You've exhausted me.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors, too. They put their trash there, and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
No, it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me, and it isn't callous. It's just common sense. Am I thinking that he locks the garbage can? Seems a little callous. I wonder what this
Prod
feeling
at him
is.
and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Detective Krasmazov, at your service. It's a good name. It's got a ring to it.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Is it a 9-day government? Or is it an 11-day government? My memories cannot be trusted in this regard, it seems. Yum, tell me more. Maybe I am Krasmazov. Detective Krasmazov.
He killed himself.
Maybe I am Krasmazov. All right.
No one was implying you were, officer. Where were we?
I was just saying we need those keys. I wasn't criticizing you for being a bit of a dick to the poor or anything. Could we borrow your keys?
What do you need them for?
I was gonna make copies of them and then come back after hours to rob the kitchen of its liquor stores. I mean, Kim, jump in here. You tell him.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
The lieutenant's voice is harsh and sudden.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Oh, sure. I've seen something here at the Whirling, Gart. A thing I need to talk about. What? Is it the kids? Is it the kids and their sailor language? Gart, you've got to do something about the youth.
Thing.
I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union. Saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen? Oh, there's something else I want to ask you about. Yeah, tell me about the Union room.
Not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction.
He tosses his head in disdain, and for a slow-motion moment you think you might be in a shampoo commercial. It is gorgeous.
They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
A gentle jab at me, I see.
He hates
accept
the
it.
Union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
There's no need for that. I'm above gratuitous baiting. What? Oh, yeah, in the conversation. I see.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
Alright, do we have to join the Union? Why are we whispering? First and foremost, do we have to whisper? If we're gonna keep whispering, Kim, you gotta get closer to me. Close enough that I can feel the gentle stubble of your cheeks. Not those cheeks, Kim. Turn around.
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Thank you, Logic. I appreciate you breaking that down for me. I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why not? Am I some sort of mess-making hell customer? Is that what you're trying to imply?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
You don't know me. Maybe I cook like an angel. There may be something pertinent to the investigation in the kitchen, but I'm really hungry. Please let me into your kitchen, where you keep the food that you sell for money, which I owe you. Maybe I am a cook.
You're a menace. Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the real cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Thank you. That's all I wanted. All right.
What?
Thanks again,
By the
Gar.
way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the Whirling later.
Yeah, that's very true. I'll ask him more questions after we've been allowed to snoop in the back rooms. Let's not add anything else to our tab. I'm going to sing karaoke here. It's an inevitability. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Absolutely out of the question.
No, you're not in charge of that sort of thing, guard. I will be singing karaoke.
In the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
I am going to sing your place to shit.
Your body is ready, sire.
Ah. Alright, goodbye, guard. Sorry, the voices in my head are just cracking me up. Quick save. Alright, let's go check this dumpster. Hey, Lena. Miss you.
Yes?
Miss you and hope you're well. Hi, Kim. I just wanted to give you a little attention. You seemed lonely. Bye for now. In all honesty, Kim, I was trying to get the door, and you just stepped right in the way. Like a bit of a... I wanted to say menace, but that's what the guy just called me, and it seems redundant. But you menace, Kim. Stamping in front of the door. Alright, not the body, the dumpster. I got excited by his dangling
This trash
thighs.
container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
A 3% chance of breaking it open without the pry bar equipped, with my bare f***ing hands. Let's just use the key, shall we?
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid.
If I'm strong enough.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Why not? Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there?
There is, but you won't like it.
Oh,
Sweat
no.
forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
It's okay if I don't like it. I'll steel myself.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Organic waste? Aw. That's just another word for... Aw.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Alright. Look under the boxes of carton. What? You mean the cartons of boxes?
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
It's not the first time I've been
A
de-diving.
box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Let's touch these filthy
Among the
rags
threadbare kitchen
with my bare
towels,
hands.
something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab the
As
trousers.
the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
It's fine, Kim. No,
Is
stay
that things
back.
clothes? Cadaver in odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
Why did they strip the corpse of his trousers?
Drop them in here, officer.
Bag the trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks in
the
the
belt is
container.
missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Oh, I'll keep a
Something
rummaging.
slimy catches your eye.
Reach for the slimy.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Ew. Why is it pussy? What have these people been eating?
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
Oh, I'm just seeing towels down here. An old mug. Anything you want, Kim? Anything for your apartment?
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, that's probably wise. We'll speak to our friend Guard first. You think someone from the Whirling might have been involved,
Not
maybe?
really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Somebody with access would have had to have opened the dumpster in order to throw out the clothes from the corpse. It's a good thread, Kim. We need to ask the kids who put them here. Nope, leave the kids alone.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Oh, I'm getting that mug. That mug is mine,
You
baby.
pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the Yellow Man frolicking in saffron.
I suddenly don't want it anymore. If it's oddly racist, you can have your mug, trash.
Only in its social sensibility.
No, don't take the mug. No, let me not take the mug. I've changed my mind. The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug and then returns his sight to the trash, quietly judging me, and with
You've
every
acquired an
justifiable reason.
interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Show me. Show me the Interact tab of my inventory. Maybe I can't access it when my hands are knee-deep in food waste. Yes, I keep my knees on my hands. What's
It's
it to
just
you?
organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey,
Actually, one of my favorite recipes for the holidays. Apple, potato peels, unidentified sludge, occasional chicken bone. For good measure. Seasoned to
Nothing.
taste.
it's nothing. Nothing more to see here.
You've got your racist mug, now move
What's
along.
this?
Satisfied. What? What trash container?
A
Tell
blue
me.
piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick at that corner,
Something
baby.
larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Were these perhaps once in my toilet?
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Ah, well spotted, Kim. This is indeed my toilet paperwork. Now, I don't know what you're talking about. No, it can't be. I'm not sure why I can't just accept it. But
Yes,
go
it
here.
is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
Well, this ought to be very helpful in our investigation. Pity we had to retrieve it from the trash, covered in dry toilet
If you don't
water.
mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
Well, it must have been cramping my style. That's a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. That's why I tried to flush my cop life down the toilet, as well as my entire life, it seems. Yeah, we can be honest.
Well,
He doesn't know what to say to my honesty.
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Let's ask this kid. Hey kid, are you with the family? Did you take our police secrets and give them to your godfather? Okay, I will do that, Kim. Good suggestion.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
As long as you call me Legolas, I'll tell you whatever you
Some
want to know.
items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Thank you, trash container, for revealing your
The
secrets to me.
container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Open the lid again. Ah, Kim. I'm gonna keep you guessing just when you think we're done. No, we are done. It's
Hey,
fine.
So we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your capo type.
Huh? What's that? What's my capo type?
Yes. Guess what's yours?
I'm the sorry cop? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. I'm sorry you had to monitor me, because this is a bit of a mess right now. But thanks for your time. Tell me what you've learned.
Just for the length of this short demonstration, please say something that isn't, I'm sorry. Guess. What is it?
I'm doubling down. I'm doubling so far down.
Sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we?
I mean, it's not
Huge
wrong.
lack of enthusiasm going on in here.
Okay, but what are the other capo types? Opt in to being sorry cop. The sorriest cop around. Fucking they should be sorry. Oh, do fill me in. What are the others?
You know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the Advanced Interesting Cop, Liquid Shadow
I can't
Cop.
be the advanced
But
interesting
you're
cop.
too sorry to say those things. So, here we go.
Fair enough. Won't the other capo types be jealous?
What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry.
Sick burn.
They'll
Okay.
be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual capo type from
really
sorry
wanna
to
be-
anything.
Oh, well, as long as I can dual cop a type, I'll be primarily sorry cop. That's fine. I do really want to be advanced interesting cop, though. One of these days. One of these days. I'm sorry.
Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million.
I mean, that'd be great. But what if we flipped it around? What if every millionth time I say I'm sorry, I get $1?
That
You in?
won't happen.
Oh, come on, logic. It could happen. Alright, inventory time. What do we got here? We got tools. We got interactables. A yellow man mug.
It's
which
just
is
a
vaguely
racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Actually, quite a lot to read into here. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice, and I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them this is your inane ideology. The mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? No, this mug is terrible, and I wish I had not been able to pick it up.
It was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Very good point. I'm getting distracted by the mug. Okay. I'd like to look at the other thing in my interactable section. Now, if it's not too much trouble, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what button I need to press to do that. There. A damaged ledger. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
I like the way you said that. Made it sound sexy instead of just sort of mundane and gross. Anything else I can glean from the urinal
There's
cleaner?
a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Yeah, you got me
Below the
there.
prefix, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Inspect me.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
I would like to take it off, but if I take it off, we'd need the dumpster to be open again. Leave it there, it's cool. It's either we litter next to the child, or we leave it on as a reminder of me. I'm not sure what to do. Maybe it's kitchen tissue.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue.
It's all just a matter of
It's not,
perspective.
though. It's toilet paper.
It's not a matter of perspective. I'm going to take it off, but please put it in the dumpster.
Still wet. The toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger, and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
Do not, I repeat, do not smell the ledger. Inspect the clip. Is it still sound?
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger across the aluminum, but don't contract any diseases. Be very careful.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, Kim, what's
What?
this?
That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Really?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Perhaps I can find my address from the
Maybe
sticker.
yours will have how many cases you've solved.
0? No, I'm preparing myself for whatever zinger you've got for me. Go ahead, get it out of your system.
How many
logic.
years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
All right, how
Any
can I read
capital
it?
light with the right wavelength will do.
Like this police flashlight you gave me that I took for myself without
All
asking?
RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Sweet.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
All right,
Okay.
thanks, Kim.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Love that transition. Kim returns to his neatly kept notes while a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. All right, look at the clipboard itself.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The
Over
edges
here,
are
kid.
rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters RCM. Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
I'd like to, though. I'd like to look into it.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Is it my gun? That would be handy.
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek
The
inside.
plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Peek into the heart. How would
With
I...
your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
I have a 28% chance of opening the hidden compartment in the clipboard. My hands are shaking quite badly, you see, and I'm weak from malnourishment. Let's look at the yellow papers first and just get it over
In
with.
the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out.
Are they just supposed to be yellow papers? Because I thought it was in quotes, yellow, as though to say, ugh. But if they're just yellow papers, hooray!
Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What types of forms
3.
are there?
The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
I like the way you say bottommost.
You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
Sure, these will come in
But
handy.
they appear pleasantly vague.
Ooh. Oops, I'm gonna have to fine the hotel 130 real for vague reasons. What's that? We're even?
These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
And the one we're going to have to fill out once I murder this child in cold blood in the
A dozen
backyard.
pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Hey kid, what's the condition of your internal organs?
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
We definitely have one of those things here in
The
the
rest of
backyard.
the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Really want to smell the ledger. The temptation is strong, and it's only growing stronger by the moment. Let's browse the white
They're not
papers.
exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Does this imply that I've been a detective for quite some time and actually kept fairly good track of my work? The first time I've ever felt proud of myself.
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
Not completed. Are any of them completed? Is there anything I can be proud
It's
of
the
here?
middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Hey, Lieutenant. How many cases do you do per week?
2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
That seems to have been my workload. Not sure if I completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
Oh, no, I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
God knows I've made my share. He tries not to think of them. Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
There's a naming convention here,
Yes,
you said?
it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters, too. My favorite variety of letters.
All caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Tell me about this unsolvable case. Curiosity piqued.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
I'm looking forward to it. Let's bring Kim
You
in
mean
on
the
this.
alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
Nope. I made one up that's far less professional.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
That's nice of you to say. Thank you.
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
Gotta check this one out, Kim. Have you ever heard of square bullets?
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Aw. We're just two peas in a pod over here.
I pray
Lieutenant
his
Kim.
loved ones never find out.
What happened to him besides the titular hole?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
I wonder if that's why my bullet holes are square. Rail spikes. Kim, you've solved it. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
All right. Thanks, Grandma.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity.
What do we call in this case?
Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the tasks you've already
A
finished.
satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say.
It's so wet.
And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
This is so fascinating. Having to learn how to detective again from scratch. Riddled with amnesia. Hey, Lieutenant, do you have a name for this case? And if not, could I suggest the hanging thighs?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The hanged man. The Furies are at home in the mirror. The setting sun. Or shit on a stick. The hanged man is pretty appropriate, but fairly straightforward. Furies are at home in the mirror. A little bit pretentious. Let's be honest with ourselves. The setting sun, if this is the final case, in what is sure to be my imminently fired career. That's appropriate. Let's keep it simple.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Should we fist bump?
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Alright, I'm done inspecting these. Now tell me, Kim, where is the hand sanitizer?
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Ooh, it got scratchy again. I have a 72% chance of reading the case files. 28% still opening the hidden compartment. Let's put the ledger away for the moment, since we've done a lot of legwork. I'm going to give it a quick save. And right back in. so unclear to me how to move to the ledger. Like, I can't back out of this without closing the entire thing.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here?
I want to get into that mug talk again. Come on, leave it active. There. If I switch categories, it lets me change. That's so strange. Alright, back to the ledger.
You found
Let's
in
try
the
this
trash.
72%.
A cabbage of papers hanging from the board. With the perm, yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41. Then, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Alright. Is this something I'm going to need to mull over for a long period of time, or can you use your razor-sharp wits to do it right now before our very eyes? What are those officer and precinct numbers?
Yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Interesting. Those aren't my initials. I'm not feeling them. Then why have you put them on all your case files? Well, I don't know what to say to that. I don't think my name is Horace Debbie Behringer, but it really could be. I don't know what to say.
I got nothing here either. Logic really isn't the best faculty to have this conversation with, but it's the one you got. So sorry.
Oh, hey, no need to apologize. That's my job. I'm the sorry
Yeah,
cop.
we're staying out of this business for now. HDB is bad news from yesteryear. It's shit, honcho.
So how long does it take to read
It takes
case?
about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
I don't want to have Kim just stand there while I do this over the next 4 hours. The unsolvable case, though, is of primary curiosity to me. Show me more.
AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public
1210.
indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration.
So it's not really unsolvable because it's some massive, complex mystery. It's just unsolvable because you can't stop them from taking their pants off and trashing things.
The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability. Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Good question. Leslie will always take his pants off. Yes! Public indecency.
Good. You're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to
Nailed
it.
it.
That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger.
And damages it?
He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke.
God, what
He
a
came
mess.
at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the
Not
street.
being reported to the police.
The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Wow. I am some hot garbage as a detective, but hey, we solved one. I can revisit this. I'm so sorry to make you stand there for 30 minutes watching a young boy pelt a corpse with rocks, Lieutenant.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Crack it on the knee like Burke. I've learned how to perhaps get into my permeables department. 58% chance isn't bad. I always retain the option to smell the ledger, which I am one day looking forward to. For the moment, let's quick save. So, perhaps last thing, let's make sure we give the keys back to the cafeteria manager and let's ask him, how are crime-related clothes in your locked dumpster, good sir? And then, us being past the 3-hour mark, I had better find a good place to save it. But thank you for all of your time. I am rapt with attention at this game.
Can I help you?
It is gorgeous and hilarious and so fascinating. Alright, here's the trash container key. You cutie. Like your vest, would you like to trade?
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's clothes. Know anything about it,
How
Gart?
strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking, or you were in a fugue state. Could someone on your staff have put them there? Who else has keys to the trash container? He already told us it's just the Whirling and the trash company. But let's revisit.
Trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
I know, right?
The elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road.
Slightly ominous. Thanks for your
Thank
input,
you,
Kim.
anyway.
Could someone on the staff have put these clothes in there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
What about you? Can you vouch for you?
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
Touche? Turn around. Let me see that touche. No, I'm sorry. As an officer of the law, I'm not allowed to ask that. Thanks. Let's talk about
Yes?
something else. About that money I owe you, I now have 60 cents. Does that make a difference? Goodbye. Alright. We are going to have to beat the bushes, shall we say, for additional leads next time. I have wasted a good deal of Lieutenant Kim's day just reading my soggy papers. But hey, we're learning. We're learning things. New save. Yes, please. Give it a manual, just in case. An absolute privilege to investigate and be an absolute train wreck with you all. I cannot wait to continue piecing together the clues of our past. Plus finding our lamentation to rock this house. I am gonna rock your shit, Gart. One day very soon. Thank you for your time. From me and Lieutenant Kim, we'll see you soon. Much love.